What's up, everybody, and welcome to Unpopular Kids. We are discussing 90s nostalgia and why it needs to stop, all with two special guests. Unpop Dance Party! Woo!
Guest was asleep.
Guys, I'm trying to pray.
Sorry.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Unpopular Kids, where we go over the unpopular opinion of the week that you need to know
That's
about.
the word you were looking for.
That was what I was looking for.
We go over the unpopular
I'm the
kids.
Jovenshire. I'm going to get all my words together and say them correctly in this episode. I promise.
I'm gonna make this work, damn it.
To my left, you know the very lovely at NikoleZ, who knows lots of things about the world, including
Hello?
all things geekery.
I
and
know
world
lots of
news.
things about the world.
And it's at NikoleZ.
Yes.
That is your official legal name.
I changed it legally. My parents weren't pleased, but it says it on my jury summons, so it's official.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
I thought you were just multiple Nicoles, and it was just like you
Oh,
trying to
A
be
through
plural,
Z, makes
plural.
sense.
You know too
And then
much.
the king of Catchwell Friday, we have Matt Raub.
Is that my theme song? That's it? Is that playing? No, it's
come
nothing.
on.
There's nothing playing.
Your shirt today has a cat wearing
wearing-
a cat
He's wearing a
shirt.
cat shirt.
Make it stop.
It'll
That's
never
so
I
stop.
feel like if you were the
It'll never
king,
stop.
you would have a cat shirt that would have been infinite, like the cat shirt in the cat shirt wearing a cat
But actually,
shirt.
this cat was killed by a cat wearing another cat shirt. So that's what counts. It's just
Yeah.
That's a
I like
sad
that there's a
story that we're
backstory
gonna
to
move
your
right
shirt.
past.
cat on cat
He
crime.
speaks, you'll hear him on Smosh Games all the time, has a great Twitch channel. We have Sohinki here.
I
Hey!
speak. That's my biggest accolade. Is
Yeah.
that I speak.
I know world news.
Dances too, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
And of course, all the way from SourceFED, Steve, he's actually asleep right now, Zaragoza!
Little Danny.
Yay! Yay!
Hi.
Hi!
Hi, I'm
So,
here.
thank you guys for coming on to Unpopular Kids. We have some cool topics that we're going to talk about, but before we go into our first segment, I would like to talk about this little logo right here. If you'd
Just
like
pointing
to
to your legs.
Yeah.
This guy. What's going on
Click this
in
link
this
right here.
general?
So this little
Why'd you stop?
on right here, if you
I was
click this,
scared.
it'll send you to a menu where you can then skip to any of the topics that we talk about today. So if you want to skip lightning round, but why would you want to? Or go to our main topics, click there, get to where you want to be.
Because we're future and stuff.
Yeah, it's interactive, yo. But now here on Unpopular Kids, we've got lightning round.
Pew 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 pew. Yeah, there's the thing.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
made by my
man,
nephew.
Speaking of 90s nostalgia, jeez, that
Was
reminds
that
me of like a Nickelodeon
No, it's one
game
image,
show.
but it's inverted.
Now,
Oh,
Yeah.
if you see that lightning round intro and want to think I can make a better one, you can create a lightning round intro and tweet us
bumper
to us
almost.
a bumper. It's
Yeah.
not a pumper. Tweet us with the hashtag #UnpopularKids. We will see it, we'll acknowledge it, and we'll put it here in the episode. It's the same place we get our lightning round questions, and we're gonna put 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
10
you got
seconds.
this.
I don't know.
All right,
Back
so
and
Steve, how
forth.
this works
Yeah.
is we're going to go through. I'm going to ask one question a person. You got 10 seconds to answer.
Okay, am
All
I
right,
first
I got-
or something?
Yeah,
You're
you're
first.
You are being graded, so this point.
And so we get these from the audience. The first one is from @LimitBreakerX83.
I blocked out.
If you could recast Batman v Superman, who would you cast as Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent, and why? 10 seconds on the clock. Go.
Okay, I know I would love to see Sam Rockwell do a Bruce Wayne. Why are you laughing?
Not laughing.
5
Keep going.
seconds.
Why are you laughing? Why is there laughter?
3 seconds.
Okay, and then also for Superman.
What is it?
Like a Batman Superman? You know what? Fuck it. Let's bring Nicolas Cage back to do Superman.
Yeah! Nick Cage and Sam Rockwell. A true star-crossed duo.
Next up in lightning round.
What? You don't like Sam Rockwell?
Dancing in the Batcave? Alright, it's fine. I'll let you have it. Screw it.
Next up for Sohinki in lightning round is from a fan who sends amazing questions @Blunk778.
Blunk.
Who is the best silent protagonist in gaming?
Oh, that's
Top of my head, I gotta go with Gordon Freeman.
That's what I was
from
thinking.
Half-Life.
too.
I also
Ramsay.
just started playing Dishonored,
Gordon
and
Ramsay.
Corvo doesn't talk as far as I know yet, so Corvo.
All right, Corvo and Gordon Freeman.
Yes.
The right
Sweet.
answer.
Moving on to Nicole, we have from @MNerdly17. What concerns do you have, if any, about the Final Fantasy VII remake?
My biggest concern is that it's never going to happen, even though they announced it and they say it's happening. Like, let's not get our hopes up too much. And maybe Last Guardian is likely.
Maybe more Pokemon Snap.
I think they're just gonna keep delaying. They're gonna delay until they don't.
I'm with you. I don't think
Yeah.
the game will ever come out, and it's just never gonna happen.
There
if
was
anything, it
footage.
should have been.
Not with that
A
attitude.
trailer.
That's my attitude. It's never gonna
I've
happen.
had a good attitude for like 17
It
years.
should have been Final Fantasy VI remade with an HD version, but that's neither here nor there. Next up in lightning round from Raub from @TheGeekCharlie. What are your thoughts on the Arrow Season 4 trailer? How do you feel about Diggle and Oliver's new outfits?
It looks awesome. I'm super excited. Can I go? Should I
Go,
go? I'm gonna go
yeah.
now. I'm gonna go now.
Yeah.
I really like it. I think it looks really, really
Fine.
good. I think they're really they're finally gonna take it a little less seriously. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But the Magneto, come on.
Yes,
That
you
helmet?
say they're going to take it less seriously, and you can definitely tell by Diggle's Magneto
You know, I don't
helmet.
see an official timer. I think you're just kind of feeling it
There's
out.
a clock in the corner.
Wait, no, you can't
There
see
are
that far.
numbers.
Look at this.
There's
You don't feel it. I see a little clock in my
Yeah,
head
I felt
when
like
I.
you had less time than I did.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
well,
3
just like
seconds.
that.
Concise.
Yeah.
Next up, lightning round
Okay.
for Steve @RadK Vincent says, "Which Doctor from Doctor Who would you want to be?" Go.
I guess I'd want to be the Tenant Doctor, obviously. I mean, he's definitely
attractive.
The most attractive. He's definitely. I thought he was the funniest too. If I'm going to be honest about that. He also had the best companion.
Good answer.
I'm
Good
sorry.
answer.
No,
Good
we
answer.
were looking for Eccleston.
I'm out.
Eccleston.
Eccleston, not a name.
Eccleston.
Not his name. Not a person.
Sounds like a skin disease.
Eccleston.
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 He's got the giant
He was
Junos.
no, Joven, no.
Speaking of Junos, we have Sohinki.
Wow. I have not. I don't have a Junos.
This
It's
is
like the
derailing
most
quickly.
middle
It's
of
not
the
even
road
on
nose.
us.
It's like the most middle of the road nose. It could be Jewish.
have
It
a
could
very
be
good
Christian.
nose.
Okay.
It is-
Eccleston's got big ears. I'll
Lightning
give him
round.
that.
Sohinki from @Dallas Kramer.
Okay.
Do you think that they will make a sequel or sequels to The Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
I really hope that they make a sequel. I'm still waiting for Rock and Rolla sequel that they said at the end of the movie. This is waiting for Rock and Rolla 2. So I don't have too much hope for it, but I want one.
Are you also waiting for another Mac and Me? Because at the end they were like, "They'll be back."
Yeah.
Like,
Could happen.
You can't just lie to audiences
I know
like
you
that.
Super Mario Brothers the movie.
Oh, these great movies to get a sequel. I'm hoping for The Kingsman before U.N.C.L.E., but
Well, you're
both
wrong.
were good.
Not
That
okay.
is happening though, right?
Yeah.
That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And I hope it comes out before Man of U.N.C.L.E. Nicole, lightning round from @_Adamasio.
Sure.
How can I boost up my grades? That was
Study. Do your homework. Pay attention in class. Take notes of what the teacher says, because teachers are narcissistic. There's crazy people, and I like to test you on what they say.
And show a little
So,
cleave.
Whoa.
Right?
Oh.
Isn't that how it works?
Depends on the okay, in college.
Who
That's
are
how it
these
works.
kids?
I was thinking high school and college, maybe.
I advise against, invoking
Isn't that how it
sexual
works?
harassment.
That's how I got through
Guys,
school.
thanks for watching the last episode of Unpopular
I
Kids.
just look. What I do is I just.
We'll dub
take
this
and
episode
I just-
Junos and Teen Clean.
Teacher cleavage.
Is this better or
I was
worse?
thinking
than-
college as well.
Matt Robb from @_GeekyGrace13.
Yeah,
Who is
biggest-
your favorite unpopular or obscure superhero?
Oh, he's
Ooh,
perfect
That's
for
actually
that.
really good. I like that a lot. Why am I perfect for that? Shut up,
You
I have
know
10
all the
seconds.
obscure
Ooh, I
things.
was actually talking about this.
4,
Sentry.
5.
It's ironic because he was very popular, but then they retconned him and it turned out that he never actually existed. It was an awesome story. If you could find Sentry, it's a Marvel Comics miniseries.
So he was so obscure that they retconned him to the point where he doesn't exist?
You want me to keep going? He gave me 10
No, you got 10
seconds.
seconds.
Then he
10
became
seconds.
a real estate agent.
It was a good 10-second argument. I
Sentry.
accept it. I
We
like
can talk
it.
about it in
Real
the
estate.
jacuzzi after.
Yeah. It's after Unpopular. Yeah.
No, this would be way
Harvard
more.
Coast. It's a great
The
guy.
show would be way more popular if there was a jacuzzi that we just all sat.
That's a great idea.
Send us a
Anyways,
jacuzzi.
guys, that has been Lightning Round. And again, I get these questions from you guys. So if you want to get your question here on Lightning Round, go ahead and tweet it to us with the hashtag Unpopular Kids. And if it's meant for one person or another, let me know in the tweet, and maybe I'll send it their direction.
And clearly we'll answer any question.
Including about grades.
How to do better in
I
school.
like
Yeah.
that.
But
Study.
study and cleavage.
Study and cleavage.
All right, guys. So this week on Unpopular
Not really
Kids,
cleavage.
we are talking about 90s nostalgia. Obviously, it is a very, very popular thing. It controls BuzzFeed.
Or
But
does BuzzFeed control it?
Ooh,
Who
now
is the
we-
maker and who is the puppet?
This week
do it.
specifically, I think we just saw like the biggest burst of nostalgia news was that the Nicktoons will be coming back with a Avengers/Justice League-esque live-action animated movie.
Wait, why do you? I feel like that's Space Jam.
Yeah.
That's
it
Space
sounds
Jam.
like
Yeah.
Space
I'm into
Jam,
it.
but with
No,
Looney
like,
Tunes.
calling it Space Jam gives it too much credit.
Well, also calling it Space Jam means that it'll be like sports oriented.
Why couldn't it be?
And have a rad
They all have to-
soundtrack.
And
Yeah.
starring Michael Jordan.
I'd like
As a
Michael B.
baseball
Jordan.
You know
player.
what we need? We need like a madcap like road trip movie a la the Muppet movie, the original.
Oh, I thought
with
you were
the
talking Mad
Nicktoons.
World, because that'd be great.
Well, that
a
too.
member of
Crossroads.
Nicktoons and a real life hero have to get together and go across the country.
love that.
To win grandma's
You guys
money.
are mentioning like these classic good Mad World live action animated
I beg to
movies.
differ.
No, it was good. But here's the thing. It's also, I think the team behind it is the team that did SpongeBob Sponge Out of Water. So
Sure.
it's going to look and be in that vein.
That did make a ton of money.
It
and
did
that
because it's
looked good,
SpongeBob.
too.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't know how I'd feel about CGI Angry Beavers. I feel like that would look really weird.
Yeah. But the theme song was great. Okay, stop singing.
No, Angry Beavers is the feminist group. that-
Yeah, they were the one that
Based
set
out of
fire to all
Portland.
those,
That's what I thought.
all
Yeah,
those
those are
clinics.
Now,
That was some low-hanging fruit. There.
Yes, it was.
so the way that the movie allegedly is going to work is that all these characters are coming together, which makes sense that it's going to be live action because each cartoon did have a very unique animation style. So you put it in a live action world, and now it makes everything neutral and it works. But is it just kind of like a giant slap to the face of the 90s nostalgia audience saying, hey, I heard you like nostalgia. Here's all of the Nicktoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Done. I have never episode. Bye, everybody. Great show.
it's kind of like a jisplosion of all of everything, right? Like
It's all of it. Like All Real
Yeah.
Monsters. Well, that's the most exciting or the craziest thing is that All Real Monsters and Rugrats and all these things are in the same universe.
yeah, that's mind blowing.
You know, you
stuff.
say Arrow Monsters and Rugrats. I'm thinking Ren and Stimpy and Rugrats. A
Gross.
weird combination.
Rocko's Modern
Yeah, that
Life.
is
know,
Rocko's
Just
Modern
as
Life
bad.
is the best.
Just as bad.
Yeah.
Well, yes,
This
bad,
is what
great.
they
The
need to
restaurant
do.
in that show was called Choky Chicken.
What does that mean? You think?
I don't know.
I wonder.
You gotta
Yeah,
kill the
that's
chicken
weird.
by just choking
I
the chicken.
think this is what they should
The
do. with it.
grain's too big.
They're gonna do it.
It gets caught in his throat that one episode, and then Rocco's got to go in and get
Oh,
the
I
chicken
remember
bone
that.
out.
That was a good one.
There were some great.
I love
So
that
what do they have to
show.
do?
Okay, I think what they should do is kind of like an MCU sort of like cinematic Marvel Universe thing, where it's like set up all of the individual movies first, then do like a
really?
big Avengers
You think that
Nicktoon
this
movie.
would be so successful, like even
Agents of
individually?
Sync.
Well, I'd say start it off with like some of the most popular ones, like do your Rugrats, I guess, and then like go second with like who would you say is like the next?
Doug?
Oh, there you go.
Hey
do like
Arnold,
you
perhaps?
know what? Live action Doug. Why not?
The
Cast a
live
cast a
action
boy.
Doug would
That'd be so
be interesting.
boring.
Yeah.
It would be really
Doug?
boring.
Just writing in his diary. Well, you'd have to be Smash Adams the whole time, so you
Well,
could
there was like a 14-episode arc of like whether or not he should eat liver and onions.
Yeah,
like,
there was.
like,
There really was.
yeah,
you're
really,
right.
I'm not serious.
Yeah.
I
What
feel
made
like
that show so good? You
The
think?
beats.
The Beats
if they
totally
don't
made it
go
great.
live action, then it's just the entire movie's Billy West. Like Billy West literally doing every case,
so
Ren and
tired.
Stimpy. It's just really he needs the work. This is the only reason the movie
What,
exists.
you asked what made Doug amazing was because it hit us where we were at that time, going through school, having a crush on a girl but not wanting to talk to her, dealing with a bully. It spoke to us. It spoke to me.
Dealing with a
perverted neighbor.
gangrenous bully.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this bully
that
who
was
had a
bullied.
haircut that was just slanted to the side for some
Your
reason.
best
another
friend is
jacket.
jaundiced.
So do we have any, what are some fears that
His name
a
was Skeeter, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he had
It
that
was-
like
He had
That's
blue.
a tick.
Well, John didn't know. He was blue.
Yeah, he was blue.
And the only blue guy on the show, too, if I recall correctly.
racist.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Mr. Dink was the neighbor.
Mr.
Yeah.
Dink
Taught him how to
creeped
fly
me
a
out.
kite one time.
Did he talk like that? Sort of. That's
That's scary.
Right? That's scary.
very
It is
scary.
scary.
Porkchop was clearly Snoopy.
Yeah.
A much cooler Snoopy. I said it, and I love Snoopy. So.
He's great.
Controversial, unpopular opinion right there.
Not a Snoopy fan.
Listen, Red Baron, flying
Yeah,
around on
that's
the little
fine.
doghouse, that's cool
The
stuff.
Peanuts movies, anyone gonna see it?
The new one
Well,
coming out looks great though. Animated wise, it
I
looks
do, but they're going to
beautiful.
show what the cute redheaded girl looks like, and I think that's
Oh, yeah.
that's something you shouldn't
Ooh,
do.
no.
You don't
yeah,
do
the
that.
mystery's gone.
Come on.
I want to see the Rocco movie. Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco
was
by
like-
itself would be
oh,
fantastic.
Yeah,
So
see, that's
good.
what I'm saying. Do the individual
So if you
movies,
had
yeah.
individual movies, like how would you do it? Because you
Really dark 10-episode Netflix
Here's
original
how-
series.
Yeah.
Okay, here's how they would do it. This is just my idea. You can steal it if you want, Nickelodeon.
We send this to them every week.
Great, and then you can just have this. It's individual movies, and then in the last one, or maybe in the first one at the end of the credits, you have like this scene where there's like someone's working on a device that opens up like all these dimensions or whatever, and they're all the different cartoon worlds where like Rugrats live and all the other guys live, and then it just kind of like comes together and they all come out.
Now here's the
Maybe.
question about
I'm into it.
Rugrats: is it the weird one where they're kind of grown up, or is it the
They all grown
original,
up.
the OG Rugrats?
OG.
Yeah,
But
of course that's the
Nickelodeon,
original.
Nickelodeon did something like this not too long ago with Fairly Odd Parents, and I think it was Jimmy Neutron,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
did like a crossover thing, and it was the worst. And I mean, maybe
Why
I
was it the worst?
Because it thematically didn't make any sense, and it didn't ultimately matter within the universe.
You don't mix
and
science and magic.
You don't mix the two, but now.
Unless you're Marvel.
Or yeah.
But now Nickelodeon's doing live action Fairly Odd Parents, and I actually really liked the cartoon Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
And the live action thing is so infuriatingly silly. It's just not. It's not funny.
Okay, so this.
And, but like, who is this audience for? Who?
Exactly. So my theory on all 90s nostalgia on why it needs to stop is because they're doing it wrong. If you're going to have, so when you do something for 90s nostalgia, we're the demographic. You're in your 20s or early 30s and you grew up in the 90s and you love these things, but now we're adults. So then they want to take these things that we love and like, oh my God, they're doing a Nicktoons movie, they're all coming back, that's amazing. But when then it comes out, and then it's geared for a younger demographic, and now everything's messed up. The younger generation didn't grow up with it. They don't care as much as we do.
They don't
Well,
care
I think
at all.
no, I think the business model isn't like, oh, let's target these young 20-year-olds or like mid to late 20-year-olds. It's like, oh, these people that are now having kids are gonna be super pumped that they're coming out. So they're gonna
don't
show these shows to
get-
their kids,
But
and then they're
then-
gonna get their kids hooked on
But then
it.
those
then it's like
parents
another
are
generation.
taking their kids because they loved it.
Yeah.
And then they bring their kids and realize, oh no, they've bastardized my childhood.
And I
This
don't
isn't
think-
what I wanted.
Yeah, but then the kid loves it, and then you're like, oh, I guess.
But
I
there's
gotta
just
watch
not
this
enough
again.
millennial kids yet. I feel like
That's
if there
probably
are,
true.
they're very, very young.
But I
Yeah.
think that's the thought, though.
They
Well,
need
yeah,
to.
Whether-
exactly.
whether or not
It
it's
is-
correct, that's-
It is the thought, and I think that's the problem because like if this was like the first time this was being touched on, and they said Nicktoons are coming back for a giant crossover movie, I would be ecstatic. I'd be like, this is gonna be fantastic. Get a little cat dog in my life, angry beavers. Let's do this.
Winston.
Right.
Gross.
Gross. Cat dog grossed me
You know
out.
what's funny
Where'd
is,
the
like-
poop go? Where'd the poop go?
Ren and Stimpy grossed me out.
It was like human centipede. or something?
Yeah.
They kept barfing it up on either.
They
end.
would barf up
They
their
did barf
puke.
a
Actually, they
lot.
had episodes, I think, where it was like hairballs would come out,
Yeah,
so based on
out
what
of
he
dog,
ate. And,
yeah.
That's terrible.
But if that was the
Put that
first
thing to
time
sleep.
it was being touched on,
Put it out of its misery, man.
Every
like this is an
single
abomination against God.
know
Send it away.
What's funny
Why?
was like every single Nickelodeon cartoon was like pretty fantastical, and then there was just Team Rocket or whatever it was called.
Rocket
Power.
Rocket Power.
Where it was just
Shoobies.
kids from California that skated
Yeah, and
Yeah.
surfed.
and surfed.
Well,
and-
because Rugrats did well,
Rollerbladed.
so they're like, oh, batch of kids, it'll totally work. And
Was
at
it
that
the
time, I think
same-
Recess worked well too. It was the
I
same
like
team.
Recess.
Yeah.
No.
But this isn't the first time we've seen 90s nostalgia utilized and then destroyed in front of us. Yeah, that's I'm going to
Dark,
get that
dude.
fierce with it. In fact,
Dark.
let's look at Goosebumps that's coming
Let's.
out this October. See, okay, we already grew
Yeah, all of us.
Now, we all
I'm
grew up
not
with
groaning.
Goosebumps. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You're
not groaning?
Two people.
Not
grew
I'm
up.
also-
Not Matt Groening.
I'm not gonna
Not Matt Groening.
Matt Groening?
Matt Groening?
Okay, well, the ones that groaned, why groan?
I don't know, man. I watched those trailers, and it just looks like it's definitely for kids.
Okay.
So that's not for me.
I think there's 3 of them.
There's 3 trailers, or there's 3 kids that want to see the movie. So far, there's 3 kids. Yeah, I've
number
seen.
joke.
So I
got
saw
it.
2 trailers, and it looks like a child's film.
Yeah.
So that's not really for me. So that's what makes me groan. I like the Goosebumps books. I read them.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
that's,
I
think
that's
what
why.
Go ahead.
Well, so that's why I don't like these movie or this trailer, and what I think it's going to be is because I loved the Goosebumps book so much, and
Exactly.
the Goosebumps, it was a very specific formula, and it was mystery and it was creepiness, and then there was what, a twist, like at the end, like there was a very specific thing that was Goosebumps, and these trailers are not that at all.
But it's literally just taking each of the kind of
It's reverse Jumanji.
It's not-
toy elements
yeah, but
of
it's
each
not
thing.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's not a mystery. It's
Well,
not scary.
yeah,
It's silly.
Conceptually, I really like the idea of the movie. But I think the
It didn't
cast
need to be
should have been-
Goosebumps. Like the concept
Well, no.
for the movie could have worked if they didn't attach Goosebumps
I think if
to
it was still Goosebumps and you just have an older demographic, like the concept, like you have the one kid who's kind of nerdy and like he's read all the books so he knows the weaknesses. Now that should have just been like someone in their early 20s, like, oh yeah, I grew up with these books, I knew about all this stuff, and just make it as an older demographic.
Yeah, but you can't
This
play
looks
that
like
to
an
kids.
action film, not
Well,
like a
yeah.
you know
What
a
it's going to
mystery adventure.
be, what it's going to be, is a comedy for kids. It's not going to be a scary movie.
Well, that's
I
the
don't
thing.
think.
It shouldn't have been for kids in the first place.
Well, it shouldn't have been a comedy.
It
Like,
shouldn't have been the Goosebumps IP.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been a lot
okay,
of
you say
things.
it should have been Goosebumps. I think Goosebumps would have been fine. Now, Matt Rob,
What it feels-
what do you think is good about it that you're not groaning?
I mean, it looks like it's going to take all the things that we loved. It's literally a nostalgia play. It's not going to be an original adventure that we're all going to love. It's going to be a nostalgia play. They're taking a world, they're taking this crazy story about an old recluse who has a bunch of books that open up and turn into real life, and they're injecting the Goosebumps IP. That's all they're doing. Appreciate it for what it
I
is.
think you
You're
can't
gonna
go
get to
into it and be
see-
like, oh, Goosebumps. Like, it feels
Well,
like
see,
a...
that's the
called
problem.
Goosebumps.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, this movie was made because someone at an executive table sat down and said, "One was really popular in the '90s, Goosebumps."
But you're going to hate watch the shit out of it, and that's why.
No, you
I called it
absolutely are.
Goosebumps.
I believe we
Don't
already
say
bought
I'm
midnight
paying for
tickets.
Oh, dang it! I have to go now.
No,
We
but
already
it
bought
feels like
tickets.
a movie where it's like they made the story and they're like, how do we get these 20-year-olds to go watch it? Let's just call it Goosebumps and have R.L. Stein be the main character. What's
Yeah,
his name?
which-
Dave right now? Yeah, R.L. Stein. Let's just
I just
Dave Stein, which was
Dave
weird. It was
Stein.
close
again.
enough.
I think if you would have taken the same Goosebumps story but bumped everyone up to their early 20s, so
You just
that
want them to cast you. That's all
yes,
you want. See,
that too.
This
I
whole-
should be in the Goosebumps
You wanted to
movie.
be R.L.
The
Stein.
unpopular opinion every episode is that he should be
I
in all
Yeah.
of these things.
Like, so I saw the second trailer first, and then I got an idea of what the movie was going to consist of. And even the trailer is very all over the place. And then I saw the first trailer, and that's where they showed that they were like running around in a high school with a bunch of other, like the entire school's there also, like it's school dance, I would guess. And I'm like, okay, this is clearly just for kids. It takes place like at a high school, like it's the entire school involved. Like this is not for me, but the original IP was meant for me.
I feel like if I had a kid that was old enough to go to the movie, then I would take them and I would enjoy it as a parent. Like, I'm
Hopefully.
not going to go do it.
You want kids,
but-
right? You're like,
don't.
yeah, babies
No, I'm
are
just
great.
saying,
A for kids.
Yeah.
So you're hoping that they
Sorry.
get the.
Little Danny's ready
Little
to
Danny,
kid.
So you're hoping for the Shrek formula, where it's a kids movie, but there's some obvious jokes that an adult can watch it and enjoy it as well.
At least obvious references that an adult
Yeah.
can
So,
watch.
but
it
what
and
what is it that we actually want out of a Goosebumps movie? Like, if this clearly isn't it, then
It should
what
be
do we want?
anthological. I think it should
Right?
be.
It should be like
done.
a Twilight Zone the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, or it should be done like
That'd be
Tales from the
interesting.
Hood, like something like that would be awesome. Where it's
Yeah.
just R.L. Stein's this old
Well, they're also,
homeless
like-
man, and he
Right.
has to. Yeah, I mean that's the
Or
way to
maybe
do it.
R.L. Stein is like the crypt keeper.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like he comes out and he
It
introduces
tells us
them.
stories. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
an
they're
awesome
kind of
idea.
blowing their load on the whole movie because it's every Goosebumps
Yeah.
thing wrapped into one.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Because so I thought, all right, it's a one and done, and we'll be done. They're doing all the books, but we already have a sequel that's in the talks.
Oh, right.
Yeah, people are already talking
Oh
about doing
yeah.
a sequel.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So, Matt, how do you feel about that with a movie that we haven't even seen yet, already has a sequel? Now, that's not an uncommon thing. We get
No.
that all of the time.
Absolutely, you got it with almost everything Mark Millar took to screen. You had it with Kick-Ass, you had it with Kingsman. You didn't have it with Wanted. You have it with everything else. I mean, they're backing the horse. It makes sense. They feel like it's going to be big. It's obviously tracking well. They've obviously tested it with audiences. It looks like it's going to do well. So why not back the right horse? Hey guys, I'm just saying, I'm gonna go see the damn movie, and so are you.
I don't wanna
So
see it.
You're gonna go see it too.
I
We're gonna
don't
sit next to
wanna
each other.
see
We're
it.
gonna hold
No,
hands.
You also
have
told
a
me.
ticket for me. I'll go.
I do.
Okay, well,
I-
You
there.
also told me that I would hate watch Gotham. I still haven't because I have my principles, so I'm
Keep
gonna
doing
stand
it.
by
I
it.
haven't watched it either, man.
Good. I refuse. I understand that
not watch
it's
it.
good if you look at it at a very new, fresh perspective, but I don't want to because I don't believe in its
You should
marketing
watch
voice.
the
thought
Warp
it
Zone
is-
sketch on it, though. Hilarious.
Okay, maybe I'll do that. But I feel like Gotham is like DC Comics for mom and dad. Like
Yeah.
mom and dad can get into like.
Well,
the
yeah,
It's a
DC
it's,
cop drama
it's
with
Law
some
and Order
familiar
in
names.
Gotham,
Right.
basically. It's not good.
So
It's not, but you'll watch it.
now,
Just like IT Crowd is for us, and like Big Bang Theory is for mom and dad. to,
Oh,
like-
that
I
makes
like
sense.
IT
It's a good
crowd, though.
analogy.
I
I
do like-
love the IT crowd.
Yeah,
Let's
so
talk
do
about
I.
that instead.
Great show. Let's talk about
Wait,
the
the one with
Okay.
Joel McHale, right?
oh yeah, that pilot you can watch on YouTube. So there's all these instances of nostalgia being done wrong because they're taking it for an older audience, but then trying to bring in a new audience because that's where the money's at. Should 90s nostalgia stop?
I think it should, but it won't.
It won't.
Yeah,
Because
it's
what would have
the-
happened, like in the example of Goosebumps, like let's say they weren't making a Goosebumps movie. What would happen? We would just all kind of slowly forget about Goosebumps, and we just sort of talk about it casually every once in a while. Oh yeah, I read Say Cheese and Die, I read that shit.
That's
but like,
always the one I think of. That's
Say
funny.
Cheese and Die,
it's
yeah.
always the one.
What was the other one? The Monster theme park, where it was, or Monster Blood was one.
Monster Blood was
Monster Blood, that was
another
the,
one.
What was the
ooze
theme
one.
park?
Horrorland.
Horrorland, that was
Which
the
had
one.
one
Choose Your
and
Own
two books.
Adventure one, or
No, I
that
don't
wasn't.
think
That was.
so.
There was actually two of them. There was Horrorland and like Return to Horrorland or something.
So I'll
Yeah,
go see the movie, guys. We can all just.
But see, that's
Yeah.
the thing. But the movie isn't like the movie doesn't make me feel like I'm gonna be nostalgic for the books I read. The movie just looks like a big mishmash of like comedy, Jack Black doing funny shit.
But I feel like
and,
there's going to be moments. The kid is obviously a fan of Goosebumps, and
Yeah.
R.L. Stein created Goosebumps in this cinematic universe, so it clearly exists. There will be moments like, oh, remember that book? Oh, remember that? It's going to be great. I just, I can't judge a movie by its trailer.
I can't judge a movie about a book by its cover.
There it is.
Um,
Wonderful.
I think that 90s nostalgia should stop because they aren't doing it right, but you're right, they're not.
They're
It's
not
gonna
gonna
it's
stop.
gonna turn out money. So if you're gonna do it right. Learn your audience and then make a movie for that audience that children can also watch and enjoy.
Or not a movie,
Or
a video game.
or
But it's like
another
that Power
audience.
Rangers stuff's coming out and like
Sure,
it's
but like you take someone like Adi Shankar who did the
Yeah.
Power Rangers
Yeah.
short. That's a great example,
Yeah.
and that got shunned. Saban tried to kill him. Like that is the thing.
Because
like,
they didn't want it. They're like, no, it's supposed to be kid friendly. But like, no, it's made for
Creed
older
friendly.
audience.
Creed friendly. We're supposed to,
Creed
if we
friendly.
really want
For
to
Apollo
Speaking of
Creed.
90s,
Yeah, yeah. No, but I mean, like that's what they should do for the '90s Nicktoons stuff. If they got like a Chris Miller and Phil
was just
Lord to
gonna
do
say
it,
that.
yeah. If they go Lego movie with it, we all had the same conversation about a Lego movie. A goddamn movie about Legos? Who the hell would see that? It's so dumb. And the movie was amazing.
we had egg on our face.
There's
after we
so
saw
much
that
egg.
movie.
I still
Oh.
play with Legos.
So do I.
I was excited
Yeah,
about a
who
Lego
doesn't?
movie.
Let's
Who
touch
doesn't?
shoes. Real
I
quick.
think, they're very similar.
Oh, same size.
Oh yeah, 7.5.
Adorable.
You know what that means?
No, I'm a 9.5.
Okay, well, never mind about
Think
this.
about that. What if they?
I think 90s nostalgia is fine, and I think the reason is, it's easy for me to say this because I grew up in the 90s, but people in the 90s did it better. When you try to watch cartoons now, they're like very, very juvenile, whereas I feel like cartoons on our age, like when you go back and watch them, there's stuff that you can still appreciate as an adult that you didn't notice when you were a kid, and those kind of layers don't exist.
I don't
in,
know,
like,
man.
new
Yo
cartoons.
Gabba Gabba. You can watch that over
Well,
and over.
yeah,
and
if you
over
look
again.
at Nicktoons
Like they just did
versus-
better cartoons.
If you look at the generations for these cartoons, like you had the 80s Saturday morning cartoons, which were these long, epic stories that you had to go from week to week.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the 90s, which was the Nicktoon era. And it was like these 15-minute stories, and you get 2 an episode. And then today's cartoons, I feel like, are a little more, the humor is based on randomness almost. But then you also have a new genre of cartoon, which is like strictly for adults, with
BoJack
your
Horseman,
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Because
Adventure
that's,
Time.
Adventure
arguably.
Time, yeah,
Yeah.
to some extent at least.
Steven versus the Universe,
Yeah.
which I have not gotten into, but I hear it's pretty,
I heard good things.
I
pretty
really
adult,
like Steven Universe.
pretty heavy.
But Adventure Time, there you
Yeah.
go. That is a cartoon that I believe is geared towards the 90s nostalgia audience
Yeah.
because they grew up with cartoons, but it's made for their humor, but still is all over Hot Topic. Teenagers love it.
They're
There
doing the
is a right
Pixar
way to
thing.
do nostalgia. There's the right way to do it.
Yeah. Well, I grew up watching stuff like even like which we have not talked about is like Batman the animated series and like Gargoyles and stuff like that. And there was like an era of 90s cartoons and like late 80s
Yeah,
cartoons where like
the
they
WB
were
cartoons.
episodic and kind of like
WB
serious.
It was that transition into,
Yeah.
but even Batman with the animated series didn't have too much of a carryover. Every now and then you'd get like a small story arc, but it was
Yeah.
kind of like
But
independent
it was
per episode.
heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some
Watch
of
your
those-
morning cartoon versus your
X-Men.
after school cartoon.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
X-Men
big
was
difference.
definitely one. That was one which I felt like even if I missed an
Spider-Man.
episode, I wouldn't be able to follow through. Spider-Man's another one that had like 7-episode arcs,
Yeah.
which like if you're a kid, you don't really schedule your time well enough to be like, I've got to be here Saturday to watch this cartoon. You miss one, you're screwed.
Cartoon arcs. I mean, Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's-
If any, that's
Well, all you really, if you miss one episode, you just missed a lot of like, he's still doing it.
He's
All right,
still
I'll
doing
come
it
back
to this
tomorrow.
day.
Yeah, he hasn't
to
stopped.
this day still does it. But to my point, there's a right way to do 90s nostalgia. For example, news that hit this week was Pokemon Go was announced. Now, Pokemon is something that we all grew up. I mean,
What?
everyone here played Pokemon, right?
Yes.
Right?
Blue.
Right?
I didn't.
Right?
I didn't.
Really?
I did not as well.
I didn't.
Really?
I
I did
didn't.
not play
But it was
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I worked in my parents' comic book store. I sold
Nicole, you
Pokemon
have it.
cards.
played
Wait,
it.
did you play Pokemon?
I've played it a few times.
Oh, okay.
So I
Yeah.
worked at a video game store and I sold a lot of Pokemon
Likewise.
games.
Uh-huh.
That's the extent of my
what you got.
Pokemon.
Pokemon
I sold
is
the
the
cards,
only
and I'm like,
game-
oh, that Charizard's worth like that much money.
I'm
That
not
was
like,
my. That
I'm
was
not
my-
into mobile games or portable games really. Pokemon is the only game that ever made me sit down with a Game Boy for like 6 hours at a time
True.
and just like play.
And it did a really good job of not only bringing in a new audience over the years, but still knows how to captivate its original audience with. Looking at Pokemon Go, I feel like it's geared for an older audience. Even if you look at the trailer, it's people in
It's
their
mostly
20s,
20-somethings,
20-somethings, and you get a few shots where like there's like a dad with his kid, and like you get that like. My kid probably will have Pokemon in his life one day, and I'm like, I remember the day I caught a Mewtwo with an Ultra Ball.
He's like 35.
It's
He's
just-
talking like that.
It's like, what's wrong with you? I'm a hipster.
What's great
You
about
probably
this?
used a masturbate. Let's be real.
No, I really worked him down with that Ultra Ball, put him to sleep, and poisoned him. Anyways, so with this is like it utilizes your GPS tracking, so you're going around outside, you're being outside, and that's an awesome
Well, let's
thing.
be honest, we're not.
I'm just gonna look around. Is there Pokemon in my house
We'll
yet?
find a way to not have to go out.
Yeah.
And luckily you're in Ireland, so there's a lot of scenic
I
beauty
know.
all
Where are
around.
all these places?
Don't play in Chicago or downtown LA.
Now, okay,
Your
Nicole.
phone gets stolen. You get hit by a car.
Yes.
As the
I
probably
just was looking for Snorlax.
You're like
I'm
in
sorry.
Skid Row.
people asking you for money. No, I'm looking for Snorlax.
In a tent. He's
Nicole,
in
what
one
can
of
we
the
get from Pokemon Go? What do you think we can expect from it?
Well, so Nintendo teamed up with the company that did Ingress, and it's basically, you remember the April Fool's joke where you could travel around Google Maps
Yeah.
and find Pokemon?
That was this year, or was it last year?
What
was
month
last
is it
year.
now?
It's September. Maybe it was last
September.
year. Last year makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically that. And from
Now
the
it's real.
Yeah, it's actually real. So I wonder how Nintendo
It's a
felt
true
about that April Fool's joke, because it's
I
definitely.
think because this they're powered by Google Maps, so I bet that actually was like a test.
Interesting.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah, so
Or
take an
that
interest.
sparked it, or someone saw that and they were
It
like,
had to
That-
have been
yeah.
in production way longer than that, because this is a huge.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's a huge endeavor, and it's an endeavor that they are pushing Android first, which is very
Because
unheard of. for most
Android
companies.
is better than iPhone.
Well-
And the unpopular opinion,
Yeah.
Android's better than
Boom.
I just want to know how people are gonna Twitch this. Like, how are they gonna Twitch their?
They're gonna have
I'm
to
gonna go on Twitch. I'm
Periscope.
gonna broadcast it, and then they will control me on
Perfect.
Twitch.
There
But
it
from
is.
what we've seen from
Twitch
the
plays
trailer,
Jovenshire.
Sounds dirty. I like it.
From what we've seen.
from what we've seen in the trailer, I don't know how much of a game this is. Like, there's a lot of wandering around, there's a lot of exploring and maybe being close to something, approaching it, catching it, but we haven't seen any like items, we haven't seen loot.
So I have the
We
You
haven't
saw,
seen
it, you saw a
grinding.
fight. You saw a fight happen.
But how is XP going to be delivered? Like, for those who can't travel and like go long distances, are they going to be at a disadvantage? Like, there's a lot of things we don't know.
So I have the current Ingress app, which is actually really cool. It's just this like basically like geocaching AR thing where certain icons and locales are like totems, and you have to like defend or attack certain
Oh yeah,
totems.
I heard that.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to play like that. The more you go out and do stuff, the more options you have to play
This
the
is for
game.
people with a lot of free time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like,
Okay.
and lives in cities like or countries like Ireland.
They
where they
like
can,
sitting in
Lots
Ireland.
of business trips.
Not
yeah,
for people
yeah.
who primarily play mobile games on the toilet. Like
I think yeah.
So I'm
me.
out.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
always a muck
Here's the
in the
thing.
toilet.
Or
I
Yeah.
think what
Man, another
honestly,
muck.
I think this is amazing
That's
news.
gross.
What?
I just
A
There's
muck?
always a
Ew,
muck.
oh come on.
Yeah, there's always a muck in the toilet.
all form of grinding.
Better that than an Ekans.
like you-
Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if you know this, but Ekans, it's snake.
And Arbok,
And
Cobra.
and
Cobra.
muck backwards. Anyway, so why this is some of the greatest news this year, next to like Sony doing a la carte cable channels, is that it literally could be giving us our finally Pokemon MMO where we're the Pokemon trainers. But just we actually have to go out and get the Pokemon. Now it's literally it seems like an MMO because at the end of the trailer it's like everyone in New York rushing to Times Square and then Mewtwo shows up and it's a raid battle. It's a raid boss.
there's gonna be like awkward interactions at the grocery store where someone's like, "Do you need to get to the?" And you're just like, "No, there's just a Raichu right behind you."
There's an Almanite in the freezer. I just need the fossil. It literally is an MMO, or at least has the possibility to be that. So if it's not, I'm going to be very sad and disappointed in 2016 when it comes out.
To me, like, wasn't Pokemon always just kind of like a gateway to like the real RPGs, like in a way? So maybe this is
Well,
like
the card game was a gateway to Magic the Gathering.
So yeah, so I think the Game Boy games were kind of like the RPG light, like, to get into like the bigger stuff. So maybe this is MMO light for kids.
I cannot
Into the
wait.
Matrix.
I cannot wait for the first video of a bunch of nerds gathered together for one of these raid bosses in a field, just going like, just like 50
This is
people
lightning bolt,
throwing nothing at nothing,
This is it.
holding up their phones.
Oh my god! It's like Pokemon LARPing.
It'll just be this.
I want to do that sketch now. I just want to do like someone at the park, like on a first date, and just like a bunch of like Pokemon nerds just like run up into the field, like, what's going on? Is everyone gonna break out into song and dance? And they're just like,
I just can't wait till Comic-Con next year with everyone playing this. Like,
oh my god!
like in the lobby or something, or like
Yeah.
that's gonna be crazy.
Good. More
Example.
people to get out of my way.
Right? Stay
I wonder
out
if-
here
I'm
and
gonna
play
pull my
Pokemon.
Assassin's
If, you'll be able to like set up your actual house as a gym. People can come challenge you at your
That's
gym.
amazing.
Yeah,
I don't want
Well, it
anyone
doesn't
near
sound
my house.
safe. Like, how soon until someone gets hit by a car? Like, real talk?
Yeah.
You're chasing
Serious.
an Eevee.
Yeah,
Or
like,
someone goes down the wrong alleyway and they're mugged or something.
Oh, I have an idea.
Oh, jeez.
Just in case. Okay,
Is that
Nintendo.
how you have an idea?
Nintendo, I need you to watch. Everyone tweet this video to Nintendo because this is what Nintendo needs to
Give
do.
them a time code because there's been
Pokemon
a lot
Snap!
before.
Pokemon
They're not gonna like. There's been a
Snap!
lot
Okay,
before this part.
Yes,
Give
tell
them
them
the
exactly
time
what
code.
time to start watching.
Actually, what if you don't want to be a trainer? Use the phone on your camera to take pictures of the Pokemon in the environment, send them to Professor Oak, and get notes. It's the sequel to Pokemon Snap. Boom!
Not a bad idea.
Thank you.
I wouldn't say great. I wouldn't categorize
What?
it as great. I mean,
Great
it's
idea.
good.
Jumping up and down.
Good. If you watch,
Yeah, the more energy you have doesn't make the idea better.
right, and bouncing on the couch.
I
it doesn't-
appreciated that.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
good.
your
Now you're tired.
enthusiasm
You need a
was
nap.
exciting.
No, but it's not a far-fetched idea either.
Far-fetched.
Far-fetched. Get it?
Yeah, she
from
did that.
Pokemon.
You got it.
But
Camera guy's laughing. He loved it.
yes.
You got the camera guy.
So as you all watched in the Japanese press conference the other night, which I know you all watched.
I watched it.
They
It's about
did-
Japan, right?
They did. They did
in
mention
Oh.
that Pokemon. They did mention Pokemon Snap in discussing Pokemon Go. So as they announced it, they kind of harkened back into like what Nintendo has accomplished with Pokemon. So they did kind of lay the groundwork for Pokemon Snap. So I think it's a possibility
It's almost
why
built
not
in.
utilize your
Just
phone?
do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Anyways, guys, that has been our opinion on 90s nostalgia and why it needs to stop. And if it doesn't stop, dear God, please fix it. Before we end the show, we have a special segment for you guys. It was a fan favorite last week, so we brought it back. Dreamcast.
I don't even know. Really good job.
Was that Part-Time Lover?
It might have been. It might have been. Pass. See, there it is.
Oh,
Pass.
Dreamcast.
Yay!
That bumper was actually sent to us, so thank you so much. Do you remember the Twitter
Yeah,
handle?
he did a great job. He sent it
did.
to us. You guys can send it too. Just tweet at us, #Unpopular Kids, and you can send us your bumper.
Send
They'll
us your
use
bumpers.
Any bumper that
That
you
one
send.
wasn't your cousin? Was the other one your cousin? Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Nephew.
Anyway, so
Little Danny.
Danny.
Little Danny. Little Danny, my nephew.
we actually got our Dreamcast this week from a fan, and I believe we screen capped the tweeter.
Nope.
We didn't?
Nope.
We didn't?
Nope.
But I saw it.
Nope.
Anywho, thank you for sending your Dreamcast question, which was the Green Lantern Corps. Cast it. We've got, who should we do today, Matt Rob?
I think they had requested Hal Jordan, John Stewart, not John Stewart, but John Stewart,
There's an H.
Kilowog, and
Sinestro.
Sinestro.
This is tough.
Yeah.
I'm going to start you off, Steve.
That
I'm gonna
John
put
Stewart.
That John Stewart right there.
So why don't we'll go through all four?
Yeah, we'll go through all four. So, we're going to start with you, Steve.
Okay.
Go on.
Well, I'll start off with Jon Stewart right away, and I've always wanted to see Mos Def in a superhero movie. I like Mos Def a lot. I know he's not a super ripped guy, but I want to see. I know everyone's like Idris Elba,
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
right?
Damn
But it's
it.
like
No,
and
you can still do it.
I'm
you
gonna-
can still do it, and it's
You do you,
fine.
girl.
But it's like I think I've said it before about Jon Stewart being Idris Elba, but I want to change it to Mos Def this time. as far as a Hal Jordan goes, Sam Rockwell.
He loves that.
Available.
Sam Rockwell.
The entire Justice League,
Why
Sam
not? Let's
Rockwell.
Why not? I love Sam Rockwell. I think he's underrated. Did you guys see Seven Psychopaths?
Yeah.
That is the greatest Seven Psychopaths.
Very
Moon?
good.
Come on, your go-to
Yo,
is it
come on.
Moon?
No, I love Moon, but you know, Hitchhiker's Guide is Zaphod Beeblebrox.
Yeah.
How about Kilowog and Sinestro?
Okay, so Sinestro. What about a Benedict Cumberbatch for Sinestro? I know he's already doing
Everything.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Love.
But and he's doing Love, yeah. But I would love to see. I mean, I want to see him in that red makeup. I thought he would look. I think he would look amazing. And as far as Kilowog goes, man, I don't know. I guess. I mean, you could go like The Rock would be a cool Kilowog. Did I steal your? Did I steal your
You took 2
Kilowog?
of my 4.
I mean, but
we're still
obviously-
okay. We're still okay.
But he would do motion capture probably because Kilowog would have to be like this big
They're about the
CGI
same size.
creature or something.
They're about the same. The
Are
Rock
they
is
about
a
the same
huge human
size?
being. He's a
Let's do it.
gigantic
Do we
human.
have a
Yeah,
comparison?
roll the clip, Joey, roll the
Right
clip.
up.
No,
Joey's like, I don't want these assets.
I don't
Thanks,
want to
Joey.
see like a practical Kilowog as much as I love practical effects. So he'd probably have to be motion captured by The Rock. I'd like to see that.
Sohinki, what are your 4?
Well, I don't know comics that well, but for Hal Jordan, for sure, I would just like to see Ryan Reynolds.
Okay,
I think
Ryan
Really
Reynolds.
wanna see him try again,
here's
huh?
the thing, is because he's redoing his mistakes. So he was Deadpool in the terrible X-Men, whatever, and now he's doing Deadpool, right? So then he did Hal Jordan before, and it wasn't so good. Now just redo it again and make it good.
You're just going to give him a mulligan.
Yeah,
yes.
but we don't
Carey
know
Mulligan.
how Deadpool's
He gets
gonna be,
one.
though.
So the rule with Ryan Reynolds is he gets one mulligan every time.
Wow.
So he's
Yeah, but we
gonna-
don't know what Deadpool's gonna be like yet.
It's gonna be good. Do
We'll
you see the
see.
trailer?
I did see the
Trailer
trailer.
looked dope.
I did
Trailer's
see the
made a
trailer.
long time ago, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he
so
said time to reflect.
It's I mean, Kilowog. I mean,
Good voice actor.
Just-
What do we got?
He's a
Besides
big
the
hulking
Jovenshire.
brute, man.
it's a big hulking brute. I mean, the obvious backup to The Rock, Stone Cold
Damn
Steve
it! Come on! Stop taking my hand.
I like how he's stone cold, space stone cold.
Yeah.
No, I'll let you.
Space Cold.
And Sinestro, who do you like?
Sinestro, God. So I have him in my head, but I can't remember the name of the actor, the dude. V for Vendetta, Agent Smith.
Oh, sure.
That was mine! Elrond
Elrond.
from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, what's that man's name?
What
It's
is it?
The one.
Weaving.
Hugo
Hugo
Weaving.
Weaving.
Hugo Weaving, I think would be great. He's just a great actor in general.
Okay.
And he looks the part, I think,
I'm
as
going
well.
first next time.
Yeah, no, me first. We're gonna start going around this way.
And the Gimme Gimmies.
So
them.
I'm gonna switch up some of my stuff now because people have taken my answers. They didn't know, so it's okay. But for my Hal Jordan, he might be too young, but I think he could do it. My go-to actor is Zac Efron.
You keep saying Zac Efron. This is the
Because
second time.
yes,
Man
because
crush.
I do. I have a man crush on him, but this one I actually think that he could do very well, and I would like to see him in that role.
Maybe he
Because
dances, maybe he
I
sings.
I want to see him opposite of Diggle from Arrow. I can't remember the actor's name, and the reason I say this is because I just want the universes to cross. Oh, they're never gonna cross. They already announced it. I know, but it's my
Emperor Palpatine,
Dreamcast.
is that what
Yes,
this is?
it's my Dreamcast. I want them to.
Let it flow through you!
On Arrow, I want the ring to come down, and we find out that
One ring?
Diggle's real name is Jon Stewart, and then he goes up to space and finds Zac Efron. They're like, I'm learning how to do things.
Zac Efron.
But
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, who ever thought that Heath Ledger would be like an amazing
Sure.
Joker?
give to.
I think you can't
Just
just
Anyone
because
who
they're
saw
the
10
pretty
Things I Hate
boy.
About You?
Might as well
Yeah,
do Justin
he was great.
Timberlake
Thank
as Hal Jordan.
But I'm just saying you can't write someone off
Get
because
out.
they've been the pretty boy in all
Yeah.
these movies. They could.
They could do
He
it.
could have some chops, maybe.
Now, speaking of maybe odd castings, now that I've had to change my answer twice, for Kilowog, I would go Seth Rogen.
I just thought about that.
Yeah, there you go.
I just thought about that. Yeah.
Like yes, he plays a goofy character, but I think he's got like this gravelly voice that he could project well enough and maybe be like this giant beast of a man.
Willpower, bro. Willpower.
And then I don't think he's doing work anymore, and he might be dead. Jeremy Irons
Oh,
for
sure.
Sinestro.
He's
Alive.
Alfred. He's very much alive.
Oh yeah,
He's
he is Alfred in Batman v Superman.
In,
yeah.
in what?
In Batman v Superman?
Batman's
Oh, yeah. I'm actually didn't even know that. I'm a big Batman fan.
Are you?
Yeah, clearly you're not,
Are
bro.
you?
Maybe not
Sounds like you're a
enough.
bigger fan of Pokemon.
He's a Batman
nerd.
fan in a very basic bitch way.
Yeah, I'm a basic bitch when it comes to Batman, apparently.
Maybe he's trying
You
to
wear your
spoil the
outfit.
movie
But
by not watching the trailers.
yes, I'm trying to like. There's people know so much about Star Wars. I don't even know character names yet because I'm like, nope, I don't want to know anything about Star Wars. Keep it away. But Jeremy Irons, just he's one of those actors. Like for Sinestro, you need to have an actor with a great voice, and I think Jeremy Irons next to Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch is doing everything. Hugo Weaving.
Cumberbatch won't do a Sinestro though.
No.
Like I bet he won't.
No, he
Hugo
already
Weaving
said
would be
that.
Well,
great.
you said it.
He
Texted
would.
him.
Yeah.
Oh, he just texted
He's like,
him.
no.
The more I think
Tim
about
Roth?
it,
What about Tim Roth?
Tim Roth. Tim Roth would be good.
Wait, it's not your
David
Dreamcast anymore.
Lee Roth?
It's Nicole's Dreamcast.
David
you-
Lee
you
Roth?
left one
David Lee
actor.
Roth is
No, that's
Sinestro.
John Stewart Beagle.
Spandex.
I never did Jon Stewart. Who's the dude that plays Falcon in Marvel movies?
Oh yeah, he's a
That's
good one.
pick.
Yeah, he would be good.
Yeah. I don't know his name.
Sure.
Don
Great.
Cheadle. What about Don Cheadle?
Don
Sure.
Cheadle.
Don Cheadle.
Ready superhero, guys.
Anthony
That's
Mackie.
your Dreamcast. Nicole's Dreamcast. Go.
But you skipped me for that one. That's why I went in there.
Hal. Okay, Daniel Radcliffe. I know he's famous for something else, but I think what's a good way of like
Come
taking
on,
that
Lantern Harry.
image?
You know, I saw Horns recently. I actually liked it. He's a good actor.
I didn't like
You-
Horns.
Can he do an American
Yeah.
accent?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He did it in Horns, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he's in a new one, Victor Frankenstein or
Yeah,
something
which
like that with McAvoy.
I kind of want to see.
I mean, he's
I'm
Harry
not a big fan of the writer,
Was
but
that Max
Harry
Landis?
Potter.
Max Landis?
That's Max Landis, right.
Ooh.
Who else?
Jon Stewart. I picked.
Jon Snow?
I picked Idris Elba, not Jon Snow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
And then who's the other one? Oh, Sinestro. How about the big brother from Napoleon Dynamite?
Oh.
Just picture it. Like, can you?
Wait,
Just because he has a mustache?
Wait,
No.
are you talking
Face,
about the
the
uncle?
uncle, yeah.
Uncle, yeah, Uncle
Yeah.
Leo or whatever.
Who's like meeting girls online, like.
I like that everyone knows the characters' names, so none of them know
Wasn't he
the
the
actor.
werewolf in Monster Squad? He was the Wolfman
He
in Monster
might
Squad?
have been. No, I think it's a different actor.
Are you sure?
Okay, so
might
just
be.
imagine him.
Someone
with
Google it.
red. Imagine him red,
Too
and
late.
then for what's the other one? Poliwag.
Kilowog girl.
That's a Pokemon.
Polywog.
90s nostalgia. Let's do Barney the dinosaur.
That's
Wait,
not a,
All right,
not
the
a
voice of
person.
Barney the Dinosaur.
Not a
Ask Kellogg.
person.
No,
Yeah.
just
Actually,
have Barney the dinosaur.
but in
Actually,
the
The
costume.
voice of Barney the dinosaur?
No,
No,
Barney.
actual
You want
proper.
Barney to
I'm gonna
be
veto that.
Kilowog.
Not a person.
Yeah.
Not a person.
I know that. It's a
I mean,
dinosaur.
you're ruining your childhood by saying that.
All right.
So
I'll let you live in
All right,
fantasy.
Matt Rob, your Dreamcast of the Green Lantern Corps.
you have to use dinosaurs.
Sam Rockwell.
Yes!
I think I'd go backwards. I think the one thing the Green Lantern movie got right was Mark Strong as Sinestro.
Yeah, he was great.
He was amazing. He's perfect, and he looks just like that image we
he's
have.
very
Putting
well
up that
casted.
image we have.
But
That
imagine
one.
the guy from Napoleon Dynamite.
He looks just like that.
Dynamite.
That is what Sinestro looks like.
Yeah.
But the more I think about Hugo Weaving, the more I think how awesome
I
it would
wanted
be.
to.
Hugo Weaving would be
Yeah.
good.
Be badass.
He go even pretty
I
good.
forgot who I said.
Kilowog, I think I would go John Cena, just because how great would that be?
Okay.
Yeah.
There'd be endless memes.
I love that so much.
Kellogg just shooting everyone with his gun that comes out of his ring.
He just has a giant green hand the whole time. What are the other ones? Jon Stewart. I'm going to totally throw a wrench into this. Actual Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart as
of
Jon
The
Stewart.
Daily Show?
Of The Daily
He
Show.
has time.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You think
why
there's
not?
another opportunity
Is
for him?
Denzel too old?
Probably.
He looks
See,
great.
I really
He
liked
looks
in
great,
my
though.
Dreamcast the idea of a younger Hal and an older John having to work together.
Robert De
I'm just-
Niro.
What about Childish Gambino?
little
That would be
Donnie
great.
Glover.
Donnie,
Donald
Little
Glover.
Donnie.
Little childish Danny Glover.
Yeah, a little childish.
Little
Danny
Danny.
Glover. That'd be good. Little Danny
him
Glover.
with Zac Efron
Donald
together,
Glover.
which
There
I
you
think was our Dreamcast.
That was our Han Solo and,
And
young
Lando.
Lando Calrissian. It was Donald
Copperly.
Glover and
Oh,
Zac
really?
Efron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys.
We only know 5 people.
Who's your Hal Jordan?
I don't know.
Me.
No, it's never.
No,
good.
it's
It's gotta
Yeah.
be Sam Rockwell. Let's not be
I
nuts
mean,
here.
Sam Rockwell's pretty good. He's a little long in the tooth.
He's a little old,
He's a
yeah.
little long in the tooth.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Nathan
Why does that mean
Fillion.
old?
Yeah, it's your teeth don't grow.
No,
Yeah,
if
they do.
anything, they get smaller.
Yeah,
and,
long
like,
in the ear hair. That
They
makes
fall
sense.
off.
Thought
Give
I was
me
wrong.
your Hal.
Thought
I was
You're
doing
derailing me
Dreamcast.
talking about teeth.
I got one.
Oh wow, he just came. So obviously,
Steve's
listen.
got one for me.
What about
Bob.
Mr. What's his name from Jurassic World? Chris Pratt.
He's too close. He
That's
already
what
did the
I
other
was
one.
thinking before I
Does
thought Ryan
everything.
What
Reynolds.
about Charlie the Raptor?
Got Joey laughing.
Stop
You're on a roll
casting-
tonight,
Stop
Nicole.
casting dinosaurs as people.
Dinosaurs are
I
big.
feel
Check
like-
box office numbers,
I feel like
guys.
Chris Pratt has like the right like persona.
Yeah,
but he
he's
doesn't
got it.
look it. He doesn't look
Now
like.
I'd go super cartoonish. I would resurrect the old dead Jack Black Green Lantern movie from the.
Oh my
the 90s,
god,
early
that would have been
2000s.
so fun.
It would have been a
man.
blast.
All right.
As Kyle Rayner, I'm just gonna say Jack Black is Hal Jordan.
All right,
Screw
I'll take it.
Oh, speaking of long in the tooth, though, I mean,
Works.
Long
He'll
in the
never
ear
stop
hair.
being funny.
Ear hair.
Ear hair.
R.L. Stein.
And it comes all back around. Guys, that has been Unpopular Kids this week. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about each different topic. And thank you so much for watching today. And again, tweet us your lightning round questions, tweet us your bumpers with the hashtag just hashtag Unpopular Kids. It's a hashtag, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, we have Sohinki here. You can check him out at Sohinki. He's got a great Twitch channel. He's on Smosh Games. And Steve Zaragoza. Where can we find all your stuff?
you can find me on the old SourceFED. That's youtube.com/SourceFED or SourceFED Nerd. And my Twitter is at Steve Zaragoza.
Hey, look, we spelled it right.
Yay!
So weird.
Hey.
That's a callback to
Yeah,
something
it
that
is. Yeah, it
All right,
is.
guys. Thank you
And
so
hey,
much for
hey,
watching.
we haven't announced we're on SoundCloud now.
Oh yeah, we're on SoundCloud. So if you're watching
Yay.
this on YouTube, you can watch it while you drive, while you poop, while you work, whatever you
Those
want.
are
And if
While
you
you're
found
while
this on
driving?
SoundCloud, you could see what everyone looks like by going to YouTube.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't look at me.
No.
You can do it.
You can picture me as a young Sam Rockwell.
You can picture me as a young Lil Danny.
And on that note, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later.